That's right. Brandon Ingram doing his thing. 8 points, 4 for 8, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. He is playing well. We have a 1-point game. It's kind of messing up our blowout night. Every other game has been a blowout. K-Mac 20 plus, but not tonight. When you look at the Lakers, K-Mac, what's one of the first things that come to your mind when you watch them play, whether it's their style of play, organization, whether it's body language? When you see this team, what are you seeing?
You know what? I see them really trying hard to try to create good shots. They all maybe take one dribble too much, trying to create something for themselves first. You can just see how much they miss LeBron James, who just kind of gets the ball moving and popping. But I see them trying to, they just don't have those couple guys that can just go get their own shot late in the clock. You know what I mean? To just kind of go down. Kuzma is still reliant on others to get him shots. And so, with L.A., Brandon said it. Like, LeBron is the MVP of the league. I mean, you look with him. Right? Yeah, with him. I mean, a lot of nights they look really in a flow. They get moving. They score the ball. They play up and down. Without him, they struggle. They struggle badly. So, yeah, I like their effort. I like what they're doing. They just need those guys. All the young guys have got to grow up. Ball's got to decide who he is, find out who he is.
Yeah.
Ingram, where am I going to play on the floor? Where am I getting my shots? Kuzma, all those guys have just kind of got to just keep developing and getting better. I guess they're just young, Same thing with Chicago. I thought Chicago played hard, Chris. I was looking, Markkanen, Levine, and Dunn went 3 for 17 between 3 of their starters.
And they're still in the game.
Yeah. So,
that's saying something pretty big there. So, yeah, we finally have a good one tonight. Two teams struggling, trying to find their way. But this team doesn't matter what their record is or who they beat or who they haven't. Pull! That's right. He's one of the best skeet shooters in the game. Pull! He can hit Clay, a Clay disc from 1,000 yards away. There's really nothing to say during the Golden State highlight except watch how they move the ball and watch how they go. And I was just told a franchise record 6 threes in a quarter? 10 threes in a quarter? Oh, my goodness. Come on and in.
That was ridiculous.
Oh, then take that with you. He's 7 feet. I saw a stat the other day that said Kevin Durant is the first player 6'9" and under. And I want to call his team and complain, come on, be serious.
Legit.
Yeah, you don't have to fight for this guy in the record book. He's a walking record book. And that guy right there, he's a walking trophy. He has a trophy in his house, a couple from winning championships. He was the MVP final. That's your man, Andre Iguodala, but the ball moves back. Draymond's going to get it back to you. Boom! Right from that corner. Denver, as you said it before, K-Mac, they're playing some of the best basketball in the league, but you still have growing pains during the season.
No question. They weren't ready for what Golden State brought to them tonight. I mean, right now, all those Denver guys are going like, oh, this is what it looks like when Golden State gets mad at you and wants to prove a point.
Yeah.
It'll make them better. But when I look at this game and watched it, it reminded me of how good Draymond Green was. Draymond Green had a Draymond Green game. He had 13 assists.
Yes.
First, I'm trying to think. Let me look. He shot the ball 5 times.
Yeah.
And kind of controlled their offense.
Yeah.
When he's playing like that, they're tough to beat.
Definitely. It's tempo and pace. And when they're playing like that, the pace of their game is going great. They can play faster or slower, but when Draymond is going, so is the team going. And that's what Butler hopes is the moniker for him in Philadelphia. When Butler's game is going, the team is winning. He says hey to his former assistant coach. That's right. But once the game got started, it was a blowout. Move out the way, bully ball, dunking on people. And again, talking about these teams, K-Mac, Minnesota, growing pains has a lot to learn in the playoff atmosphere in Philly tonight.
Yeah, and man, you better bring it. I mean, Butler had his troops ready to go, and I mean, they were stealing the ball. And I love this because who's the first big running?
Yes.
Embiid. Outruns everybody. As a matter of fact, outruns Wiggins to get it. And Embiid was ready to go tonight. They played inside out, the Sixers did, and this is part of the outside. But they started with Embiid on the inside, and they were murder.
Isn't it amazing when you play inside out? You can get the same number of threes, the same number of shots. It's just, do you have the patience to wait and let the game develop? I heard so much this weekend about Brady. He passes underneath, then he hits you with the bomb. It's like he doesn't just throw 10 bombs first. And I like the fact that Philly, number one, has the talent, but two, has the system to play inside out.
Yeah, and you see right here, the ball's been inside enough. They got tired of seeing Embiid beat him up. Butler's wide open for that jumper. And, Butler didn't force it. I'll give him credit, Chris. I thought maybe he might come out and try, screw this, I'm going to go for big numbers.
Yeah.
He just let the game come to him.
Yeah, and when you talk about Butler, really this year, the only thing that's been talked about is his talking. He's going to play hard on the court. You just wonder what type of influence he's going to be in that locker room. Get that shot out of here. Oh, give me that shot back. Butler happy, gets the win tonight. But how about Embiid? 31 and 13, and Simmons trade the guy. He should have had a triple-double. He needed one more assist. He's balling. That's right. That's your 6'9" point guard, Ben Simmons. And here's your 5'11", 5'13" point guard in Trae Young. That's Ice Trae. That's what they call him, because he shoots the. Let's get out to Atlanta. That's right, Schroeder. This is his first game back in Atlanta. He joins his boy Russell Westbrook and the Thunder. They're trying to go up against the Hawks. How about this beautiful pass to Steven Adams? Get dunked on. That should be his moniker. You like dunks, get dunked on. But on the other end, John Collins. There's anything you do, I can do better. Kevin Herter. Hope that's how I pronounce your name, brother, because that's how I'm saying it tonight. 17 points total. I mean, this is just a dunk fest in the home of the human highlight film, Dominique Wilkins. The game continues on. The Hawks putting it up, but Paul George trying to keep his team in the game. The three-pointer, and now getting the big fella involved. On the other end, the beautiful pass by Trae Young behind the back to Herter again.
Herter got a wetter.
Point. Yeah, Herter's got a wetter. I'm going to change his name to Wetter. It's easier to say. Speaking of wetter, Westbrook's wetter been kind of dry this year, but it's wet right there. Schroeder says, you must have forgot. Don't forget about me. I was here first. He gets another three. Pulls from deep, tries to keep his team in the game. Actually, they are up 94-90. But Trae Young, this is why they drafted the kid. This is why I'm hot. This is why I'm hot. I don't know if you guys remember that song, but he's hot. The beautiful one-hand layup. Thought he was going to pass it to the corner. Psych your mind, in the words of my little nephew.
Deep.
Oh, the beautiful three-pointer from deep. He had 24, 11, and 6 rebounds. The Hawks, that's right, the Hawks, they win against one of the best defensive teams in the league, OKC. Only giving up 107 a night. Tonight, they had to add some points to that. How about 142 for Atlanta? We'll be back. More players only. Warriors up next. Got Isaiah, Brendan, and Studio J. Yeah, you see that right down. We call that an official beatdown. Giving the team the business. You can go into many ways. Their 83 points was a season high in the first half. The 149 points was a season high. They just got numbers, blew them out by 20 on the boards. I mean, just some impressive numbers. K-Mac, you just said 40 assists. And tonight, we have Mr. Triple-Double himself. That's right, B. Simmons with us. Thank you so much for joining us. I mean, tonight, 7 to 10, 8 defensive rebounds. You missed the triple-double by 1 assist. They should trade you. Your career is done. Why'd you miss that? But hey, you're such a joy to watch. And for our fans, especially young players at home, what is the most enjoyable part of playing in the NBA?
I think for me, getting an opportunity to get better every day. You know, there's so many games, you know, back-to-backs, and you're just on the road so much. It's like you have one bad game, and then, you know, the next night you have another game to, you know, kind of redeem yourself and try and get better. So I think just being able to play every day and do what I love every day, that's the best part for me.
You know, Ben, you guys started off and you dominated the paint. You had Joel Embiid going. You were driving in there. You guys just collapsed their entire defense and played inside out. And all those threes opened up. You guys shot the three ball very well tonight. But, you know, when you guys play like that, I just think you're so hard to beat. Every once in a while, and I watch you guys a lot. I know Brett Brown. Chris Babcock's a good friend of mine, your coaches. And so I get frustrated when you guys don't play that way. When you guys just play inside out like that, totally attacking the paint at first. How do you feel about that when you play like that, and you get the sense that you got to play like that more?
Definitely, I understand what you're saying completely. I think we kind of get a rhythm. We have guys who are used to running down the floor, and sometimes we slow it down. But at times we kind of need to slow it down and make sure we're taking care of the ball and trying to get into a rhythm. But I love the way we play. Guys can run the floor, get open shots, transition buckets, and I think we're getting a lot better at that.
Yeah, no, I do too. And I say I love when you guys play like this. The other question is, you're the point guard, you get the ball in your hands a lot, you get a lot of assists. Has Joel Embiid just taken up more paint lately? It looks like when I watch him play, he's been going in and getting 2 feet in the paint and demanding the ball down low a lot more.
I tell him every time he runs down, he posts up, I'm gonna throw it to him. I think sometimes he needs a reminder of how strong he is down there and how efficient he is. Sometimes he likes to shoot the 3 ball. But he's so efficient down there. We'd love to see him post up every time, do what he does best.
I'm going to say some names here, and I know people are either going to go in uproar or kill me, but your game, when I think about your game, I think Magic, I think Bron attacking the basket, I think Len Bias, I think Pippen. And what I mean by that is your size, your body type, the way you play. If you had to critique yourself and say next year and the year after I'm coming back better in these areas, being a point guard, what would you say that your next jump is going to be, or something that you're working on just to continue the way that you're going on this upward trend of playing? What do you work on to improve over the summer?
I think just knocking down shots and being a consistent shooter in terms of just shooting the ball when I am open and taking more shots. And I think just getting comfortable in certain areas on the floor.
Tonight was one of those games where Jimmy's playing against his old team and all kinds of stuff happened when he left there.
Yeah.
Was there any talk in the locker room about, man, let's go get this one? Or did you guys, as a group, say anything to each other?
We know we needed this game. And I think everybody was kind of locked in mentally. I saw Jimmy before the game. He was definitely locked in. But I think, we always have the same mindset no matter who we play. We've got to come out and get wins.
We're going to let you go, B. Simmons, but we usually see you warming up with your headphones on, man. Who are you listening to today?
It depends who's there. I like Gunna.
Okay.
He's nice. Oh, little baby, yep.
All right, that's what's up, man. Hey, thank you so much for joining us. Great game tonight, and we're a big fan of yours. Always enjoy watching you play. That's the man, Ben Simmons.
Tell Joel, more paint, more paint, more paint. Tell McHale.
I got you. I'm going to tell him right now. Hold on. I'm telling
That's right. That's the man, Ben Simmons, and he's going back to